for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain. Knocked that one right off, too short. Alligator in alignment here with you. I had an entirely new thing to do, but at the last minute, I remembered tomorrow is the 4th of July. So this is my 4th of July show. As you can see by me opening with America. I'd like to thank America for 246 years. Now I'm wondering myself, am I going to make it that far? 246 years, that's okay. I've always told people that I'm not leaving Earth, period. Actually, I like it here. And I've said that when the end has come, whatever brings it, the nuclear holocaust, whatever does it, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, out from underneath a rock, in the middle of wherever, a roach is going to peek his head out from underneath the rock. His little antennas going around. He's going to look back and tell his buddies, say, guess what? Finally, the meek have inherited the earth. And just as he says that, my cowboy boot stomps him because I will still be there. But anyway, 246 years, America has been a banner of freedom for the entire world. And we hope that that continues. We really hope that that continues. Some of you who have been following the real news or whatever it's called, we should be alarmed. We should be alarmed. I've been talking about it for some years now, and I'm sure others have also, not just me, of course. But I think many people are starting to actually, it's right in front of your face almost now. We have to protect this freedom that we have, this system that we have. And as we stated earlier, as Ben Franklin described it, the worst possible systems of all systems except all the other systems. One of the things that me and Donnie, Donnie's going to be, anyway, we're going to be, the next show I do is either going to be with Mario Ramirez of Mario Valens and Donnie. Or Donnie, however we do it. But Donnie wants to tackle some of the legal stuff that's going on with the Supreme Court and this and that. We'll get into that when we do that. My thing we have to worry about in America is the emergence of religion and government. if you look throughout history, I hope people don't get tired of hearing me say this, but when you look throughout history, written history as we have it, everywhere that happens, it ends up being just a bloody mess. John Adams put it this way. No, James Madison, sorry. This is direct quote. Religion and government will both exist in greater purity the less they are mixed together. And he said the purpose of separation of church and state is to keep forever from these shores the ceaseless strife that has soaked the soil of Europe in blood for centuries. That's it. If you get too much of lately I think the Supreme Court, which is going under the radar with most people because of Roe versus Wade, overturned a ruling from the 1730s or so to give the indigenous Americans this land that we've, after we've taken everything else from them, the land that they live, giving them complete sovereignty over that land, complete sovereignty. The Supreme Court just passed a bill now, which they're trying to take that away. When this bill was passed, it was passed to keep Andrew Jackson from displacing 100,000 of the Cherokees and Choctaws, the 5 civilized tribes from the South, dispossession of them of their fertile, valuable land, and force them to march out to Oklahoma. The Supreme Court ruled that was illegal and it shouldn't be done. However, we had a president back in those days, I know many people have compared them to other presidents that we have had, who completely ignored the law. And that ended up being the Trail of Tears. But anyway, that the Supreme Court recently is rolling that back, saying that the indigenous people don't have, trying to take away their sovereignty of their own land. What more can you do? And once this unification of religious zealots and government start rolling, then you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, just a whole bunch of. But anyway, that's another thing. This is America's birthday, right? So let's continue with that. In one of the songs I like about America, in 1938, Irving Berlin, the great composer, he was looking at the fascism that was rising up around the world, and decided that he wanted to write a song about peace. And this was the song that he wrote, which has become one of the most beloved songs in all of America. We're going to do it for you. Irving Berlin. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her with the lights from above, from the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. 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 God bless America, my home sweet home. America, 246 years, my goodness. And you know what? We're still an experiment. This government, this whole thing that we have. But so far we've been successful. The world looks up to us to keep the rest of the free world free. And even though there are elements, storm clouds gathering of people who want us to lose all of this and become some autocratic kingship leader or whatever, we can't let it happen. America is much too valuable. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh yeah, my home, sweet home. One more time. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Lights from above, forget that. From the ocean to the prairie, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. One of the American songs that I've always loved because it's sort of a funny thing. Yankee Doodle. You know, Yankee Doodle went through town, blah, 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 blah. The history of that song is really amusing because it was wrote, my goodness, when was it wrote? Oh, it was around in the 1750s in England. But in 1755, a British doctor decided he would put lyrics to it that would make fun of the colonists. As you know, the colonists who were here were considered somewhat uncouth to the rest of England, shall we say. Now, doodle was a slang term at that time for the village idiot, for someone who's uneducated, just a low-level person, a hick, so to speak. But the funny thing was when the song made it over to America, even though in England and in Great Britain, people were in stitches at the song because they knew the meaning of it and it was funny. The Americans didn't, of course, and they took it to heart, you know. Now, when the song was wrote, there's this thing about he put a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. That put people in stitches in Great Britain because it was saying that these uncouth hicks, macaroni was a term used for the elite. Okay, if you can imagine the elite in Great Britain at that time, they were wearing the powdered wigs and the makeup and all of this stuff, and a lot of them at the very top were talking acting very feminine and just had this whole feminine air about them. So the Americans were crude hicks, but when the song arrived in America, the Americans didn't know that. They listened to it and they just loved the song. They were Yankees, and so they sang that song as they went into battle against the British. And can you imagine the British listening to this song being sang and thinking to themselves, what is wrong with these people? Okay. What is wrong with these people? Now, before we get into Yankee Doodle, Yankee Doodle only reminds me of another song, a song called Dixie. I wish I was in the land of cotton, hooray, hooray. I wish I was in Dixie. Um, Dixie, I sing Dixie. Years ago, it was a part of my repertoire. I put it into the Delta blues style and I sang it. And I got a lot of criticism from a lot of minorities for singing this song because they associate it with the South, with the Confederacy. Here's the history of Dixie. Dixie was wrote by a Northerner. I forget his name now. I used to know his name. I used to do one of my lectures on music. Used to include him, and he wrote it making fun of the Southerners. And if you listen to the lyrics and the whole thing, then you can see the connection. Okay. And here's another song that in the North had everybody in stitches. I mean, the Civil War was either just about to happen or on its way or something like that. And they were in stitches at this song. It was played at all of the parties and everybody danced to it and blah, blah. But when the Southern plantation owners heard this song, they didn't get what it was wrote about. They did like the colonists did with Yankee Doodle Dandy. They took it to heart. And they rode into battle singing the song that was actually making fun of their whole culture and their whole way of life. It's just one of those funny things because you can imagine certain of the Northerners who knew what that song was about. Imagine what they thought when they could hear the Confederate soldiers singing it along with some of the other songs which weren't meant to be used by those guys either. It must have been a very funny thing. But anyway, let's get to Yankee Doodle here. Oh boy. Here we go. Riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called him macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls be handy. Me and Father went down to the camp with St. Doodle. Yankee Doodle. This is the song that the colonists sang while going into battle. Now, Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls be handy. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls be handy. Me and Father went to the camp, along with Captain Gooding. There stood the men and boys, as thick as hasty pudding. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls be handy. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and keep the girls be handy. America, happy birthday, America. How many years did I say? 206 years? No, 246 years. How many? 246 years today. What a long way we've come. And we're still here. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls be handy. There we saw 1,000 men, as rich as Squire David, and what they wasted every day, I wish I could be be saving. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls be handy. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Whoa, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls. One more time. Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony. Stuck a feather in his hat and called him macaroni. Yeah. Keep it up. Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the steps. Oh, the girls be handy. Yankee Doodle, Yankee Doodle, Yankee Doodle. Keep it up. Okay, listen. I will be doing my show with Mario, who I talked about before. He had a problem. He threw his arm out or something. I talked to him. He was headed to the emergency room the last time I saw him. But I heard from him lately, and he's okay. So we'll get over and do that. Donnie and I will be doing a podcast on some more serious subjects, although we're going to keep it light. We're gonna keep it light. You know what? I just want to celebrate this wonderful country that we have, and I'm thinking of another song that should be sang at all of the 4th of July celebrations. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chuck Berry. Let's give it a try. Come on now. I'm so glad, 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 living in the USA. I'm so glad that I'm living in the USA. I'm so glad living in the USA. Anything you want, got it right here in the USA. New York, Chicago, Lord, how I yearn for you. Detroit, Chattanooga, Baton Rouge. And don't forget Chuck Berry's home, way in old St. Louis. Chuck said, well, oh well, oh well, I feel so good today. Let me tell you why. I just touched down on an international runway. I just got back home from overseas, back home to the USA. And what do I say? I said, I'm so glad that I'm living in the USA. I'm so glad living in the USA. Anything you want, we got it right here in the USA. Did I miss the skyscrapers? Did I miss the long freeway? From the coast of California to the shores of the Delaware Bay. You can bet your life I did until I got back to the USA. One more time. You know, I just touched down on an international runway. Back home from overseas to the USA. And I'm so glad I'm living in the USA. One more time. I said, I'm so glad. Tell me now. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm living in the USA. One more time. I said New York, Los Angeles. Oh, how I yearn for you. Detroit, Chicago, Chattanooga, and Baton Rouge. And don't forget Chuck Berry's home, way in old St. Louis. One more time. I said, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm living in the USA. America's birthday. I hope everybody says us God bless America tomorrow. That, you know, whether those of you who are inclined, of course. I'm going to close this thing out, but I'd like to once again stress, Americans, we got to start to come in together. We got to start to living in the real world, and realize that division is not good for us. It's only good for those who want to destroy us. And and everybody must be aware that there are elements out there who destroying what we have is a great thing for these other people, because then they can just march across the earth and they can have this whole chaos thing going again, kings and all of this stuff. Remember to vote. Get out and vote. You got to vote. You got to vote. You got to vote. No matter how difficult it becomes, if it's raining, if it's shining, if it's cold, if it's snowing, it's too important to sit at home and allow your voice not to be heard. It's too important to sit at home and not have your voice heard. I'm going to close the show out with yes, I am. We've all heard the Star Spangled Banner. I know, to hear me doing the Star Spangled Banner's got to be corny, but here we go. On the dam, let's sing throughout the mist of the deep. I want everybody to know that I will be doing more media stuff. I've got a new Facebook page up. I want those of you who are friends of mine, I thank you. I got a new Facebook page up. I'm gonna be doing more stuff on my Alligator and Rhythm Outlaws page as soon as I can get where I can get into it easily. Every second Saturday of the month, if you're in Monterey, California, please step in to Elroy's Bonton Lighthouse Smokehouse on Lighthouse Avenue in Monterey every second Saturday of the month. That's the place you can count on me being. I want to once again wish America a wonderful 246-year birthday. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make it there myself. And right now, America, come together. Let's try to heal these divisions that we're having. Let's try to first and foremost remember that we Americans, we can have disagreements, but try to remember that we should always work for the country and not to get reelected. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light we're so proudly we hailed was the twilight last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave. It's hard for me to sing this song because I want to do my own thing with it. Of the free and the home of the brave. I'm not going to try to do a song straight anymore. The land of the free and the home of the brave. I will see everyone next time. We'll have an actual show going on. I just wanted to do this to say happy birthday to America and to speak with my American friends. God bless everybody. God bless all of you. Keep you happy. Keep you smiling. Until next time, happy trails. This is Alligator. Yay.